what is going on, guys? Your boy Joey Shake 72 coming to you guys with a late night live stream. I understand a lot of people have been streaming today. And I said, you know what? Let me stream today as well. I felt like streaming. I wanted to stream last night, and by the time it was kind of too late, so I figured, you know what? Let's try to do something a little different today. So I welcome all of you here tonight, and appreciate all the support everybody has given me. We've been rocking with all the news, and we've been going along this off season. It's been pretty special. So I appreciate everybody being here today. If you're at work, if you're home, if you're bored, have nothing to do, hey, well, we're here. So appreciate everybody being here today. Much love to everybody. I want to say hi to everybody. Henry Butt says, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, Joey Shakes, do you think Tracy Rocker has a little bit put it with the Kerrigan situation today? I really don't know, honestly. I think, obviously, Jonathan Gannon had a big say in it. I think having Kerrigan on that other side of, opposite side of Brandon Graham is really going to help Javon Hargrave. Whoever is lined up, obviously, next to Kerrigan is really going to work out really well and just see what happens from there. But that was a signing I really was very, very surprised about today. I did not expect this. I woke up today and I had a bunch of notifications. I figured something was happening. And, it looks like the Eagles got Ryan Kerrigan on a one-year deal, about $3.5 million, which was fantastic. Richie FC, what's going on? Said Shakes is on tonight. Wow, full stay of Eagles content creators today. Philly 500, Philly Mike, LB, and now late night with Shakes. Appreciate it, man. Yeah, and I saw a lot of people were live streaming today when the news came out, or people got some. I woke up a little late today, so it was big news today. It was really big news today. Football 2104 says Shake Squad assemble. Happy, what's going on, man? Everybody's happy today, which is a good thing. Soul Bros, what's going on, man? Juan Ramirez says, saludos desde Mexico. Sorry if I can't say it right, but fly Eagles fly, baby. You too, man. Fly Eagles fly. Philly fan thinks, yep, the content creators do put in time, definitely. I put a tweet out today, really just, I think this is the best YouTube community for a football team out of any NFL team I've seen content creators for. I think the Philadelphia Eagles content creators are the best at what they do. I think every channel brings a different flavor, and you have a little bit of everything you can watch. So had to respect everybody that's been doing that. Hold on here. Lindy Enzo, what's going on, man? Says, yo, Joey, ready to kill it on Destiny. Finished my stream a bit ago, man. Drop the likes. Yeah, I was watching for like a 5 or 10 minutes. I had a little bit of time. I saw you streaming at 7 o'clock. If you guys haven't subscribed to Lindy Endzone, great Eagles content creator. If you haven't subscribed to his channel, please go to his channel. Subscribe, guys. You will not regret it. Please just click on his name. Sub him up. Really deserves it, man. Really deserves it. And we're going to be getting on Destiny 2 soon. So I'm pretty excited about it. Chaos the Filthy, what's going on, man? Textback says, what's good? We need another late pen that we did last week. Yeah, you know what? These late streams, the late streams are going pretty good. And, I'm not going to do this all the time, but definitely at reasonable. They are kind of late, so I like to have the late nights as well. Cyclone 58 says, hi, Joey. So happy with Ryan Kerrigan signing. I was actually pretty happy with it, too. I understand that, didn't play much last year, had 5.5 sacks, something like that. That's a guy for 10 years straight that, I really haven't been pleased with as what he's done to us, but, I respect him as a player, and he's a great player, so, he signed here for a one-year deal, $3.5 million, so that was pretty cool. I can't complain about that at all. Happy says, Ryan K, let's get him over 100 sacks. Yeah, I think he has, 95 sacks for the Redskins, for the Washington football team. Sorry, got to say their name right. Still not used to it. Dalton Habina says, love the move. He's going to help coach up young guys on the field. Yeah, you know what? I think it brings some assurance to Derek Barnett as well, because Derek Barnett, I'm glad this Kerrigan signing did happen, because I really trust Kerrigan. I trust Kerrigan injured while playing than trust Derek Barnett and keeping himself healthy and at least doing something to, he's making $10 million this year, so it's a huge, huge difference. Carlos Reyes Garcia says, how do you rate our defense? Honestly, right now, linebackers a big unknown right now. Safeties, Kavon Wallace, Anthony Harris, Rodney McLeod could come back week 1. I think safety's pretty good right now. Linebackers unknown. Opposite Darius Slay at cornerback. I don't know what's going on. Hopefully we find a gem unless we take that money we get from Zach Ertz, because all that money is going to free up that cap space when we release Jeffrey, Malik Jackson, all those guys. That money will free up and hopefully use that to hopefully get Steven Nelson free agency. I think if you get Steven Nelson, that's a solid cornerback. I think you can do good things right there. I think your defensive line, you got some draft picks that have to prove themselves, and I think it's going to turn up. I think getting Kerrigan to this defensive line really opened up a lot and made this defensive line a lot better, especially on the edge. Brandon Graham, opposite side. Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave. Now you have Ryan Kerrigan on the defensive line, which is, on paper, it's fantastic. PD Tatted, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good night. Hold on. Why? I don't know why this does this. Michael Scott says, I feel like we're about to shock the league. Well, you know what? I really do hope so. I really do hope so that we do something, because you know what? This team has been kicked a million times since last year, especially with the season we had last year, and it was just going downhill. So it's nice to get some positivity from this team. I'm obviously drafting Devontae Smith, really building around Jalen Hurts, giving him weapons, and obviously, now signing Kerrigan, signing, Anthony Harris, signing Eric Wilson, getting some guys that have had some success in the league and really putting this team together. So obviously we have mandatory camp, and we'll see what happens with some of these other guys, but should be a lot of fun, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun to talk to you guys about and go over it. Jock says, hey, Joey, how are you? Doing good, man. Doing good, man. Lord Dagger, what's going on, bro? Hold on. Video J says Eagles will win the NFC East. Changed my mind. Comment Star says Philadelphia YouTubers are the best. I only watch you in 500. You guys are awesome. Appreciate it, man. Much appreciated. Yeah, we have our just don't forget on Saturdays at 9 p.m. we have our the Philly Shakedown podcast. That it's going to be on my channel this week. Now it's not going to be Saturday because we have some things we have to do. I have to go somewhere on Saturday, so I won't be able to do it Saturday. So we're going to do another day during the week. I might have another stream by myself this week, but definitely the Philly Shakedown podcast will be. Definitely sometime middle of the week or late in the week. Cyclone at 58 says, just imagine if we could sign Steven Nelson. I know. Solid corner, 28. He's very solid corner. I have no problem with getting him. That's the best corner. Obviously, he's choosing where he wants to go. He's been retweeting a lot of Eagles stuff, like a lot. He's been watching a lot of stuff like the Eagles kind of already have him at this point. So I don't know. Obviously, take it with a grain of salt, but, just got to watch out for it. Corey Williams says, a Giants fan bet me $50 we won't get more than 6 wins. I call that easy money. Yeah, I don't know. The Eagles fans that say we're not going to win more than 6 games, I don't know why. It's a lot of unknown with this team, but Nick Sirianni getting these hands on these players, I think we're going to see the full potential of this defense and this offense, using these players to their strengths and really doing good jobs with all these guys. So I wouldn't give up on them winning 6 games or less. I mean, that's kind of crazy as of right now, but Dagger says if we get Nelson, it's going to be a fun year. Definitely. It's going to be it's going to make me feel a lot comfortable at that spot, at the other corner spot. It's going to make me feel a lot comfortable. If you guys haven't subscribed, Lord Dagger does have a YouTube channel. He does mostly just highlights, but he does videos as well. If you guys haven't, go to his channel. Please go to his channel. He's doing a good job on there, and sub him up as much as possible if you guys can. Erie says, who in our conference do you think is our biggest threat? I mean, honestly, when it comes down to it, I really don't even know at this point. Even you look at our schedule, you still got to face 2 of the top teams. You have the Bucks, you have KC at home, which is definitely a plus to be home with a full capacity at the Lynx, so that's good. The Saints are a team I'm looking at, but obviously quarterback change, and I want to see how good that team is going to be in the future. Obviously, very loaded, but quarterback, got to see how that works out over there. But it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough season for the Eagles, and we're going to see if they're going to surprise us or not. It should be a lot of fun. Philly fan, he says, very few got the best of Lane Johnson. Kerrigan was one of them. Yeah, I used to love them. You know what? And you know what? Lane Johnson has done a good job on Kerrigan over the years, but Kerrigan has really got his licks on us. He really has. He's caused some mayhem. He's got some easy picks off Carson Wentz. He's made Carson Wentz fumble the ball. I mean, he's done some damage to us. So when he's fully healthy and ready to go, I think it's going to be a lot of fun. With Kerrigan coming to this defensive line. It just made us that much better on the edge, especially with Brandon Graham on the other side. So there's a lot of cool things to take out of it. Bro says Kerrigan has the fourth most sacks out of the active players behind Chandler Jones, Von Miller, and J.J. Watt. Didn't know that. It's good to know. Good to know. Rushing Nation 1 says, do we have the best future in the NFC East? We have youth, picks, and experience to teach. That's really all up to our drafting formula and if Howie Roseman is going to be here after this year, guys. Like, I don't know how the future is going to be. It really depends. Like, we have 10 picks next year, 3 potential first-round picks. I mean, that's a lot. This team could turn around by next year. I mean, it could go into a nice direction this year. We could be surprised by a lot of things by the Philadelphia Eagles in 2021. But I think coming to next year, I think you can have some really good things happen to us. If these draft picks are right and we do the right things with 3 draft picks, I mean, you can't mess up 3 first-round picks. I mean, they're not all going to be top 10 picks. So the Eagles need to be very decisive, and they have to, make the right decision on if they want to. You're not gonna, I don't think you can use a first-round pick next year to trade back, for more picks, or you could trade for a very good young player in this league for the Eagles to sign. But obviously, I think more veterans are going to leave this team next year. I think you're going to do a lot more. So you never know what can happen. So I feel more comfortable going into the season. I'm so glad I have that. You have that comfort level of the Eagles having those 10 picks, especially they had 9, and then obviously they traded 6 and 7 to Washington. They got the 5th rounder for next year. So Eagles are loaded with picks next year with a pretty. Not a bad roster right now. I mean, for what it's turning into, it's not that bad. Jock Talk says Kerrigan is a true professional and a great motor. Definitely, bro. Definitely. Tex-Mex says people are underrating us. It's getting annoying at this point. Yeah, it is what it is. But don't worry about it because we are going to surprise people. We are going to surprise a lot of people this year. I have a lot of faith in this team and Nick Sirianni with this offense, Jonathan Gann with this defense. There's a lot of competition that Nick Sirianni did promise us, so that's good. At running back, linebacker, wide receiver, I mean, there's plenty of competition. Obviously, we need a corner right now, which is kind of like, it's still early right now. But you know what? You could find a gem. I'm hoping that OB guy from, obviously, the former Raiders second-round pick could do something and maybe show what he's got. He's 6'4", 225 as a cornerback. So, I mean, there's a lot of cool things to take out of it. Big Moose says, don't we have to sign our draft pick still? I don't know if we signed him yet. I don't think I've gotten a notification. Maybe they have. I don't think it's happened yet. Maybe it's already happened. They haven't reported it yet. I'm not really sure. I mean, they must have because they're already practicing now. They had rookie minicamp, so obviously they must have signed the dotted line. Happy says, Ertz is our guy. Then we sign Nelson. I don't see us losing the division with 3 first-rounders next year. You never know. I mean, I think the next thing we have – because when you do the scheduled prediction, it's based off of the health of your team. When you do a scheduled prediction, what are you basing it off of? You're basing it off of nobody getting hurt, which, probably you never know what could happen. But, hopefully as soon as Doug Peterson left this team, hopefully the injuries leave with him. So that's what I'm hoping that, that did happen. Chad Hughes says, how you doing, Joey? Saw Steven Nelson is following the Eagles on Twitter. Yeah, I didn't see that. I mean, I saw some videos, but maybe you know more than I do. I mean, if that's the case, then you never know at this point. But, hey, I mean, that'll be a really good sign. There's a lot of cap space coming towards us, guys. I think, and I forgot what the date is when obviously the money from Malik Jackson, Alshon Jeffrey, and then hopefully Zach Ertz is what, like $8.5 million, something like that. I thought it was $4.5. A lot of people have been telling me it's $8.5. So if it is $8.5, there's for a 1-year deal for Steven Nelson to prove himself, then why not? We got to see what Zach McPherson could do. Our 4th-round pick from Texas Tech would be awesome to see what he could do. Double R1017 says, all we need is cornerback 2, and the Eagles are definitely a playoff team. Richard Sherman signing or trade for Gilmore for the right price would be great. Unfortunately, Gilmore's going to want a lot of money. Okay, and he's 30 years old already. And with corners, I don't like signing corners to 30 years old. I really don't. I'm not a big fan of it. Darius Slay is an exception because he's been a good cornerback for years, and is always consistent. But when it comes to Stephon Gilmore, you're going to have to trade draft picks. And unfortunately, I don't want to give any draft picks next year. I really don't. I think if you just go ahead and hopefully Steven Nelson will want to come here because it's really up to him at the end of the day. Richard Sherman, I don't think he's going to want to. I don't think he could do anything anymore. I mean, Sherman is. He's not what he used to be. I think he's kind of washed. He just wants to go to a contender. I don't think he would come here anyway. That's just me, though. Cyclone 58 said, I love Zach Ertz and all he's done, but it's time to move on. All good things eventually come to an end. Yeah, of course. I figured, something's got to get done. I don't care what happens. All I want is Dallas Goedert to be the starting tight end of the Philadelphia Eagles. That's all I care about as of right now because he's on the last year of his contract, guys, and Dallas Goedert needs to, we need to see what he could do. Okay, I think we already know what he could do, but as a starting tight end without Zach Ertz, that's what we need to see. And you could have an extension with him next year. So, Eagle Slayer, what's going on, man? Anthony Hans says, we have a great mix of vets and young talent. Now it's up to the coaches to develop it and put guys in the right position to make plays. I think you're right. I think you're 100% right on that. It's really up to the development guys. Like Harry Roseman drafts the players, obviously, and, it's really up to I think we have a very good developmental coaching staff, and I think that's why they were brought in. Nick Sirianni knows how to develop quarterbacks, especially Brian Johnson, Steve Steichen. That was the offensive coordinator for the Chargers with Herbert. Did a good job with him last year. There's a lot of different things you could take out of it. Jonathan Gannon's very good at developing cornerbacks, which was a huge plus of him coming here. So we'll see what happens, but it should be interesting. Commentator, so I know I'm the minority here about not liking the signing of Kerrigan, but listen, I have a big concern. He's turning 33 in August, and the stunt growth of Sweat and Osman plus the draft guys. Well, to be honest with you, I don't think Osman is going to play regardless. That's just me. I think Kerrigan is just veteran leadership. We have young guys, Tavon Jackson that we drafted from Coastal Carolina. He's looking to have a pretty big year this year. Derek Barnett, I don't even know what to think about Derek Barnett anymore. I think Derek Barnett, I just don't trust him staying healthy at all. If he gets hurt again, then I have no problem with this Kerrigan signing. I don't have a problem with this Kerrigan signing right now. It's not going to stunt any growth of anybody. It's only going to make everybody compete a lot harder at defensive end. You're going to have enough rotation on both sides to have most of these guys play, depending on how many defensive ends they do carry. So you never know at this point, but we'll see though. We'll see. Tex X says, just look at, we've had a good young talented defense for a long time, but Jim Schwartz didn't know what he was doing. Yeah, didn't know what he was doing. Played favorites. The players that he liked the most were just not playing well. Like Derek Barnett, Jalen Mills. Especially Nate Gary, that just messed up a lot of games and kept defending him every single week. I think we were kind of lucky that he got hurt and gave Alex Singleton a huge chance, and look what we got out of him. So. Big T, what's going on, man? I said, what's going on, brother? Hope all is well, man. Looking forward to your next call-in and talk birds. Yeah, I don't know what's going on this week. I'm probably not going to do it. I'm hoping next week I'll do a call-in with everybody, so. Carlos Reyes Garcia said, who the rookies do you think will make the roster? Obviously, I think Devontae Smith, obviously. Kenneth Gainwell will make the roster. Zach McPherson will make the roster. I think I always forget his name. The defensive end I just talked about from Coastal Carolina, Tavares Jackson or Teron Jackson. I don't think the UNC. I think the USC guy is not going to. The defensive tackle we drafted, I don't think he's going to do anything. It just depends, guys. I don't know. I'm hoping Obi could make the roster at cornerback. He's trying out, so hopefully he stays on the roster. I hope he does make it. I need someone to work out at the other side of cornerback. Eric Dickerson obviously is Landon Dickerson, not Eric Dickerson. Landon Dickerson. Hopefully, it's more of a project, not project, because he's got a lot of talent, but I think that's like a next year thing. So you never know. They could cross train him. They could move him to guard for this year. I don't know. They could compete him this year. So you never know what could really happen. So it should be really interesting with that. But, we'll see as the time goes by. Brody says, I know it's not popular, and I don't really like Steven Nelson's game that much. He's kind of small too. Wouldn't mind it though. I think really just have to, it's very late in free agency now, so you got, he's the best, on the market right now as a solid cornerback. And, you could take a chance on Gary and Conley, but I know Steven Nelson is better. I mean, look, we can't do everything in 1 year. We have to just, hopefully this defensive line gets some pressure this year, and we got to stop relying on the defensive line. We need good coverage from these cornerbacks. We need to do it the right way this time, and developing young guys is the start of everything. Just Bakey says, do you think this hurts Josh Sweat? No, I don't think so. I think he'll be on a fine rotation. I don't think it hurts him at all. They could keep 5 defensive ends this year. I mean, they could. So you never really know at this point, but I don't think it hurts them at all. I mean, look, they're going to compete, and we're going to see what this roster does look like. So just give it some time. There is 152 people in the chat, guys. Guys haven't subscribed to the channel. Please subscribe. Guys haven't liked the stream. Please like the stream. Check the description below for memberships and all that good stuff. Guys haven't checked out the Philly Shakedown podcast every Saturday at 9 p.m. This week we're not doing it at 9 p.m. because I have something to do on Saturday. So we're going to actually have a post up for the Philly Shakedown podcast with Philly 500, my other co-host. And we'll be doing that this week. So check that out when you guys can. Let's see here. Andre Boda says, trade Zach Ertz and Derek Barnett to Pats for Stephon Gilmore. It really all depends on what we give up for Stephon Gilmore and how much you're paying him, because he is not going to be cheap, guys. I'm just letting you know, just because you acquire him, he is not going to be cheap. He's looking for another contract. Still a fantastic corner. If this was next year and we still had an empty spot at corner, we were ready to compete this year and we had a loaded roster, I'd say just do it. You know what I mean? But this year we're kind of at a building stage, and we need to see what these young guys could do. This is the problem that the Eagles have. I don't mind signing veteran leadership, but I want someone young at corner, and if it's not him, Steven Nelson obviously is 28, I think the Steven Nelson signing only comes if they don't think that some of these corners will be ready to do anything this year, just by how, all that's been going on. So we'll see what happens. Benji Chase says the years we are not expected to do anything is years we shock the league every time. Yeah, could happen. I'm expecting them to surprise me. I really am. I just have such good vibes from this roster right now, and I think it's coming together pretty well. They're doing these little signs, like even getting Ryan Kerrigan. Why are they doing it? I just feel like they honestly probably think they can compete this year. That's what I think, but. Danny Lukenheimer, man, doing well. How are you, bro? Born Sinner 15 said, I don't get why people want to get Gilmore. We need to be able to develop young talent. Yeah, people want to jump on these free agents, and that's the problem. We can't jump on free agents every time something goes wrong, something goes bad, or there's an empty spot. Give it time. The offseason, we haven't even hit training camp yet. We haven't even hit the important aspects. We haven't hit preseason yet. So really, there is a lot of time to find out who could handle their spot opposite side of Darius Slay. I think that's what we need to find out, and I think that's what could happen. So just give it time. Give it time. Why am I losing my spot? Oh, okay. Comment source says also we need a cornerback and linebacker. It's kind of wasted money to spend on Kerrigan when we should have spent the money at linebacker or a cornerback unless they move Kerrigan to linebacker. Then I would have kind of liked to pick, but he's 32. Yeah, he's 32, but he only costed $3.5 million. That's cheap. That's not expensive. It's not a waste. We didn't pay him $8-9 million. We paid him $3.5 million for the year. That's not much at all. And for what skill set he could bring here when he's 100% healthy and what he could do, I have no problem with it. It wasn't an expensive contract, so who cares at this point what it is? You know what I mean? Eagle says Washington's going to be better than people think. Oh, 100%. I think their defense is great. I think their offensive line is great. Obviously, quarterback is the question for Washington right now because you know what? That's why I'm afraid of Washington to trade for Aaron Rodgers or something like that. You know what I mean? So you never know at this point what they could do. I think they're a quarterback away from really doing a lot of good things. Rivera's done a really good job over there. So Diego Gomheimer says, I love Kerrigan signing. We should also sign Jordan Hicks. That I don't think is going to happen just because I just don't think it's going to happen. I know we have a lot of unknowns at linebacker. You drafted Davion Taylor in the 3rd round last year, so there's a lot of, you don't know what's going to go on, man. T.I. says, hey, what's up, man? Yo, what's going on, dude? Cyclone says our front seven is going to make Daniel Jones cry. Yeah, it could. It could. Daniel Converse says, what does Jalen Hurts have to do to establish himself as a franchise QB? I think he just has to be consistent. He has to pass the ball, stay in the pocket, and just be consistent with his throws. Can't fumble the ball, can't, fumble out of his own hands. He's, 3 fumbles I think he had, 9 picks in 4 games. He's got to be careful. And obviously he was thrown to the fire last year, so I'm not going crazy with it. But I think he needs to, when he rolls out to the left or right, he needs to learn how to throw across his body when he turns his waist, because he's been kind of inaccurate with that. He was kind of like that last year, on some passes that were wide open. So, he just had to be, go through his checkdowns. He just has to be consistent. I think this is where the Deshaun Watson news comes into place. If Jalen Hurts plays bad this year, like really bad this year, then honestly, I think that, I think that they will trade for him next year if Jalen Hurts is not up to par with anything, because obviously the draft compensation for Deshaun Watson will be very low. Eagles will keep their ear to this for a while and just see how it goes. And I think Deshaun Watson's a fantastic quarterback, but I'm giving Hurts a chance. That's what I want the Eagles to do. Give Hurts a chance. Let him compete against Joe Flacco. Let him beat him out and just get it done. Tiancy, how you doing, Joey? Thanks for all the updates every day. No problem, man. That's what I'm here for, man. Don Smith says, why does Nitro hate Hurts? He just doesn't like him as a quarterback. Like, everyone has their own opinions, man. Like, that's just what it is. I know people that watch Oklahoma that love him. I know people that watch Oklahoma that don't think he's going to do anything in the NFL. I know people that just have no idea what he's going to do. So it's just, obviously, it's just opinion. But I respect everybody's opinion. But I'm going to give him a chance this year. Jeff Burger said, I feel the defense will be dynamic for the first time in years. Should be fun to watch. Yeah, I think it will be. I think it will be fun to watch. I think it will. We're going to see some explosive plays. You're going to see a lot. I think this is going to be a run-first team this year. I mean, you're going to have at least 3 running backs. I don't think you're keeping 4 running backs. I think you're keeping 3. You got Miles Sanders, which I don't know. Health is questioned with him, obviously, but great running back. Would have had 1,000 yards last year if they used him the right way, obviously, and if, ran good in the first half, second half, we'd stray away from the run, or Miles Sanders wouldn't even have 5 touches, you know what I mean? So, it's I think Kenneth Gainwell could beat Boston Scott. I think Kerryon Johnson could beat Jordan Howard. I mean, I really think that could happen. I think you have 3 fresh running backs coming to the rotation, a 1-2-3 punch easily. I think in today's NFL, you need to have a 1-2 punch in the league, or at least a 1-2-3 punch, whatever you want to call it. If you have 3 running backs to use, I think it would be great. Eddie Price, what's going on, man? Happy says, I honestly believe all 4 NFC teams have big questions. Dallas and Dak's return in defense, Giants O-line QB, Washington QB, Eagles have similar questions, if not more, but I believe in Philly. I do too. Everyone has, there's a lot of questions going with all these teams. Like, the Giants look good on paper right now, but how is it going to stretch out? I have no idea. And then, Redskins are a quarterback away. Dak's coming back from injury, and how is that defense going to pan out? No idea. Comment Star says, there's a lot of unknown with our team next year. I'm really not sure what's going to go, but we're not going to be good, though I see us being really good again by 2024. I say by 2023, this team will be prepared and ready, will be in the right direction with cap space every year, and we're getting out of some contracts. Got to eat up that $33 million from Carson Wentz next year. I think this team can either be competitive next year. I think they're going to be competitive this year, don't get me wrong. Now, am I saying playoffs? Am I saying win the NFC East? If they could do it, great. If not, if they have 7 to 9 wins, I will be happy with that. I mean, I'll be mad at the time because I want them to win, obviously, but I'll be happy with that because I know this team's going in the right direction. If I have a full examination of the quarterback, and that's the most important thing starting of the season, and then going to the other positions and seeing who are your building block pieces going into 2022, who are your veterans that really are off the deep end, not really giving you much, with big contracts like Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave. You're going to have to make some big decisions next year, which you can get more draft compensation. Don't hold on to players too long if you don't have to. That's been it's been a big problem with the Philadelphia Eagles, unfortunately. Eagle Slayer says, I'll believe it when I see it, period. Davinian Gray says, Ertz for Hicks seems like a dream scenario, works for both teams, would have to be a post-June 1st transaction. Thoughts? For what? For Jordan Hicks, or that's where I'm confused with this question. For Hicks. Okay. I mean, it's a good trade, but do the Eagles think they're set at linebacker? I mean, they drafted 2 linebackers late in the draft, and they're going to bring in another guy, and Jordan Hicks is, 28 years old, I think, right now, 27. It is prime now, has leadership capability. You know what I mean? We know what he could do. He could cover. He could do, he could blitz. He could do a lot of things. For him to come back home, would it be a good thing? I don't know. We'll see what happens, but how much you're going to have to give up for him, I don't know what they're going to expect. If they want Zach Ertz, I know that Arizona needs a cornerback badly, so we'll see what happens. Nothing promising, but we'll see what happens. Eddie Price says, Ryan, good signing. FFN Brass says fake Eagle. What? I'm confused. Daniel Garber says, I think it's a rebuilding year. I see us at 5-6 wins. I don't see that. I see over 6 wins. I see over. Mitch Koski, hey man, let's go Birds. If you guys haven't subscribed to Mitch Koski, he covers the 76ers, covers Philadelphia Eagles, covers everything Philadelphia. Guys haven't subscribed to his channel, please subscribe to his channel, guys. Another great content creator. I think he just hit over 1,000 subs, if I'm wrong. Correct me if I'm wrong. But puts out really good content, so please, if you haven't, go to his channel and sub him up, please. Kane James III, what's going on, bro? He said Nick preaches competition in all positions because Dougie P went with favoritism. Thank you. I should literally put this as a. That was perfect. Favoritism, veteran favoritism. That was the problem with this team last year, especially last year. Last year was so bad. Jordan Mailata plays well. Jason Peters comes back. They bench Jordan Mailata. Same thing with Alshon Jeffrey and Deshaun Jackson coming back. Hightower lost his chance. They didn't start Quez until Jalen Hurts became the quarterback. Why is it they never put Quez Watkins in a game when Carson Wentz was at quarterback? Why is it because Jalen Hurts came in and they put Quez in the game? You know what I mean? Had the 33-yard touchdown on that wide receiver screen against Arizona. You know what I mean? Like I don't get some of the things that they do, but it just really made me mad. It really did. Rock the Artist, what's going on, bro? He said this was a great move. I agree. I thought it was fantastic. Ernest Chavez Aguilar says, "Is football season here yet?" Come on, I know we have to be a little patient, guys. A little patient, but I know I got tickets for the opener, guys. I can't wait. I'm gonna be vlogging the whole day just for you guys. If you guys can't make it, it's gonna be a lot of fun. I can't wait. 100% full stadium. Can't wait. Diego Candia says, "How come the team was healthy under Kelly?" It was a lot of sleep science, protein shakes. I mean, it was, Chip Kelly knew how to do all that, the health side of things, how to keep their bodies fresh for the next game, especially in that Billy Davis defense we did have where they were pretty much playing. I mean, Malcolm Jenkins played probably from 1 year of Chip Kelly's defense, he played what would amount to another game and a half, close to 2 games. I mean, that's how long they were on the field for. So I don't know. It was Chip Kelly did the right thing with health. I mean, that's definite. Happy that our stars need to keep healthy of the season might be but a bummer. And I know we're all worried about that, but we have to be optimistic about these guys staying healthy. We get out of the season, we get out of training camp and out of preseason. That's why I like that there's only 3 preseason games, so I'm pretty happy about that. Philly Sports Podcast, what's going on, man? He said, "What's up, Shake? What's going on, bro?" Don Smith says, "Who's the YouTube who trash talked to you?" Eagle Slayer says, "Fake Eagles." LUP says, "What up, Joey? Kerrigan was a good signing." Hey, thumbs up for that, bro. Thumbs up for that. I loved it. Commissar says they have to get something at cornerback too because Max should go to the slot, so we need something at cornerback too. I think Jaquette is not ready for the ready, and McPherson being cornerback too could be a disaster. I'm hoping for Nelson. Yeah, Steve, I'm hoping for Steven Nelson too, but I'm giving Zach McPherson a chance. I mean, he's a very solid cornerback. I think he could play man and zone, play press very well, but obviously, there's a what if with him, so you don't know if we're going to see how good Jonathan Gann does develop these cornerbacks, see what they could do. So pretty excited about it. Pretty excited. So we'll see what happens. But Maddox definitely plays on the inside. I know Maddox is going to have to fight for. They could release Devontae Maddox after this year. They could get rid of him. So you never know at this point. Matt Weeks, what's going on, man? Don Smith says, "Did the Eagles win the Wentz trade?" I thought they did. You know what I mean? Look, at the end of the day, you know what? I think you have to look at it how other teams look at it, of that trade, to say, what did teams think of Carson Wentz? Not much besides the Colts, because Carson Wentz had a really bad year. If this was 2018 season, started before the 2018 season, we'd be having a whole different conversation right now. But because he played this bad, what are our teams aren't going to give up 2 first-round picks. So obviously you get the conditional and you get a 4th. You know what I mean? Or you get I forgot what else they got for it because it's been so long. I haven't went over that trade in a while. But I thought it was fair compensation for the Colts and the Eagles. I thought it was fair on both sides. Joseph Vega, what's going on, man? Ernesto Chavez Aguilar says, happy we are getting young. I agree, man. The youth movement is coming to Philadelphia. Comment said, I don't think Richard Sherman fits our system. And I just think he's washed up. Sorry, but and he's injured nonstop. So I don't think so. Maxon Wire says, I just want for real just to sign Nelson and have a top 10 defense. I wish we could just call Howie, just tell him, sign Steven Nelson right now. We need this to happen, guys. Eagle Sarah says, it was good. It was a good sign, but it's still not enough. No, I think we need more. Ernesto Chavez Aguilar said, I don't want Richard Sherman. I think we could do better and younger. Richie MC says, what do you think about the Giants joining the laziest receiver, Kelvin Benjamin, by Tim to turn him into a tight end? T-Boeing has got to stop. Yeah, I mean, Kelvin Benjamin, what was he, a former first-round pick that just didn't work out, live up to the hype of what he was supposed to be? I don't know. They're loaded at receiver right now. I mean, you even drafted a receiver that's probably not going to get no playing time in Kadarius Toney, so I don't know what they're even doing at receiver as of right now. Chris Minerva says, how do you feel on Slay? I'm fine with Slay. I mean, we have him this year. We have him next year. I got no problem with Darius Slay whatsoever. I'm fine with Darius Slay. Have had no problems with him. I think he's perfectly fine. I'm glad he's here for another 2 years, 2 seasons. And, just get better. You know what I mean? I don't think I have no complaints of Darius Slay. TexX says, our D-line depth-wise in top 5 right now, I think, and also that Nate Metters, however you say it, said we found a hidden gem in this signing, so I would love for him to be good and maybe switch Obi to safety. Yeah, Obi does play safety, and he plays cornerback, 6'4", 224, I think. So he's a big guy, a very big dude. Depth-wise, I think the depth is getting a lot better as of right now, but obviously, we have to, injuries and all that stuff happen, so the depth will help, definitely. And Nate Metters, the cornerback that we got, he used to be a Viking at one point. He put a tweet out saying that he promises us he's going to be a gem that we've always dreamed of. So we haven't seen that yet, obviously, but we're going to find out what he could do. And hopefully he keeps his word and makes us proud. Antonio M says, undrafted rookie Hugh Janis looking promising. Yeah, I haven't really even talked about him at all. Dalton Habib says Walmart and Target and Philly are going to have mini camp this year just in case one of the cashiers has to come start opposite side of Darius Slay. I love that. Philly fan sign Kerrigan is to me is saying we're not done. I hope we don't. But do you see Watson trade could happen this year? No, next year. If Jalen Hurts plays bad, I see a trade next year. I probably it could happen, but this year, no. I mean, I don't believe any of it. I don't believe any of it. Jock says we need to trade Barnett. Yeah, I don't know. I guess they're banking on him having a big year. They're paying him $10 million. Why? I have no idea. Whatsoever. Texas says if Kerrigan doesn't get hurt, that would be one of the best pickups in the NFL. Oh, yeah, no, I think he will be. In a rotation, he should obviously not get hurt. And, anything could happen on any given play, on any moment during the NFL, especially in a game. But you have a guy that's just relentless and will not give up. It's going to free up some stuff from Javon Hargrave because he plays, I think, on his side. So, and Hargrave is promising a very big year as well. So, King James says, I think we'll be healthier because we are younger. It was young talent, rookies, practice squad, and kept Eagles in games. And you're right. Especially not last year, but the prior years, we relied on a lot of young guys to step in and do some things. Didn't have injuries, so could play a big factor, guys. Eagle says, wouldn't surprise me if he gets hurt week 1 since he's an Eagle now and we're cursed with injuries. Don't say that, bro. Don't say that. You're just gonna curse his team by saying that. Well, I should trade Ertz to Bills for a 5th round pick. I'd do it. If we can get a 5th round pick, that's a steal. Because we can't get anything higher than that draft pick, obviously. Mocash is Jamie Newman. I don't know. I know Jamie Newman's a really big quarterback, very hard to take down, but when it comes to his throwing, I really don't know. So I haven't seen him throw any passes at all until we get into camp and see everybody. Cyclone 58 says Fulgham could greatly benefit from Smith on the outside and Reagor in the slot. Oh, definitely. I'm really big on putting Reagor in the slot this year, 100%. I'm really big on putting him in the slot. Not even kidding. Not even kidding. Philly fan thinks you save more money if Ertz is a June 1st cut. Yeah, you can. Like a little over $8 million, something like that. Probably. I mean, probably. Common Star with the super chat. Thank you very much, man. He says, who should be tight end two? I'm hoping for Perkins or Rodgers. Well, Perkins ain't on the roster. He's still a free agent. Rodgers isn't on the roster either. Both of these guys are still free agents. So, obviously, Jack Stahl from Nebraska, undrafted. I actually liked his tape a lot, so you could go towards him. So, not really sure. You have Caleb Wilson. You have Hakeem Butler. You have Jason Kroom. Those are the guys you pretty much have. You have about 4 or 5 tight ends right now. But obviously, we'll see what happens. FFN Brad says, Malik Hooker, we could sign him on the low. Yeah, I'm surprised he hasn't been signed yet, guys. I think he's a low-risk, high-reward move because obviously, he was drafted, 2 years ago? Like, a very good player. I just think they could at least try to, if they could sign him and just see what he's got, I don't see why not. Before the offseason started, I was, honing in on the Eagles trying to go after Malik Hooker, so you never know at this point. Texas Boy says if Fulgham doesn't work out, then Grimes will fill that void. Yeah, I don't know. I need to see more from Grimes other than 2 days of minicamp, of rookie minicamp. You know what I mean? I need to see the competition that he faces. I want him to face the Darius Slay. I want him to face some guys and see the separation he could get. The senior, the senior Pro Bowl, whatever, the Senior Bowl, whatever. He actually did a really, really good job on getting separation, quick feet. I need to see his speed, and I want to see his separation transferring to the NFL. I just need to see more from him when it comes to that. Pete Nathan says Jamie Newman is Jalen Hurts' clone. We're gonna love him. Hey, I hope so. I mean, a lot of Eagles fans like Jamie Newman, and I never watched him, so I watch college football, but I can't cover every single person, but in college, but a lot of people are pretty high on him. Dan Lugoheimer says, who's your breakout player on both sides of the ball for the Eagles? For me on offense, I think it's Miles Sanders. I mean, if I want to just say not Devontae Smith, I'll say Miles Sanders because I think this could be his 1,000-yard season. Defensively, I look at Josh Sweat a lot. Like, obviously we signed Ryan Kerrigan, but Josh Sweat, I hope he has a really big year. He gets better and better every single year and could really surprise us with a lot more than what he could do. I think Josh Sweat plays better as a starter. The more you keep him in the game, the longer, the more you keep him in the game, the more effective he is. So, hey, those are my two right there. We have 212 people in the chat, guys. Haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe and cover the Eagles news all year round. If you guys haven't liked this stream, please like the stream up before you leave today. Much appreciated. It really does help the channel out a lot. The support has been unreal. If you haven't checked, we will have a post up for the Philly Shakedown podcast with Philly 500, my co-host. We'll get some stuff done with that. So appreciate everybody being here tonight on a late night stream with Joey Shakes, me, because this is what we do, and you guys enjoy these late night streams. I don't know why. I guess people are working. People have nothing better to do. And, hey, I got nothing better to do. So, hey, it is what it is. Cyclone says Jack Stahl maybe. Yeah, I think Jack Stahl could have a chance, but I need to, it's only been a couple days of rookie minicamp, so there's a lot more to see, a lot more to do. I can't wait till preseason. So Texas Boy said, why would you sign Hooker? They already signed Anthony Harris. I mean, I don't know. It could be depth. It could be, I don't know. Unless somebody that they have, like Grayland Arnold, doesn't work out. I don't know. I'm not really big on Grayland Arnold, really. Jeff Murray says Grimes will be a beast for us. He will play with a chip on his shoulder and provide us that big wide receiver, need in the red zone. I think, yeah, definitely. I need to see that separation from him, though. I really do. Texas Boy said Gainwell is the next Kamara. Let me tell you, Kenneth Gainwell, just the name Gainwell, it just sounds so positive. Okay, that's number one. Number two, I think he's a dual threat back that's going to be very explosive and he catches a football with his hands like a wide receiver. He's very fluid with his route running. If he has to do routes, catching in the backfield is fantastic. I mean, he does almost anything, and he adds a little bit more size. Plus, I really think he could beat Boston Scott. I really think he can. Tyler Hartley says Anthony Harris and McLeod. That's probably going to be your starters, most likely. Curtis Thomas says, what are we going to do with JJ? I figure Whiteside. The umbrella man, Whiteside. Probably going to be on practice squad. Jock says, Textram Hall of Famer said the best undrafted player was Jamie Newman, and we got him. That's crazy. An official, artificial on the track. What's going on? He says, offense, I got healthy Reagor surprising people this year. No, I'm still on that Reagor train. For the people that don't like Reagor, and I trust me, I talk to some people that don't like him, and they're like, this whole offense, how could you single out Reagor of that whole entire offense? This mess of an offense, you're supposed to, with Carson Wentz's mechanics and what he couldn't do, and this play calling and this coaching staff, just what they were doing to scheme against defenses, and you're gonna like talk about Jalen Reagor is the only player that played that bad last year. I mean, look, he had some good things that happened to him, bad things that happened to him. I don't know what the case is with it, but I think Reagor is going to complement Devontae Smith so much, and it's going to open up so much. That's why I want to put Reagor on the inside so badly. Okay, I think a lot more could happen there, so I would look out for that, man. Comment Star says there is a lot of depth at the wide receiver position. There is a lot to get through, and I'm glad we have a normal offseason. We're going to have some preseason. We're going to see what some of these guys could do. I think a lot of these guys, I think the good thing about these receivers, these young receivers, they've had these short-term success stories, right? They've had these short-term success stories, and on top of everything else, I think, they really just have that starting experience. Like, these aren't guys that just been benched and have never played. Like, how lucky we are that most of these young players that we have started in NFL games. Even 2019 with Greg Ward, and some of these other guys. Like, we've had guys that had to step in, and, it happened. Even though that time was short for some receivers this year, but it is what it is. Eagles says Quez and Singleton or Edwards will break out on both sides of the ball. I'm down with that. I love Quez Watkins. He's been working his tail off this offseason, and I want to see more from Quez. I think from that touchdown in Arizona, then going to the Cowboys and having that big reception, big separation on that big play downfield. I mean, there's a lot of good things to take out of Quez Watkins, and I just want to see more. I just got to see more of him. Gavin Stack says the thing is people are hating on Reagor and calling him a bust and don't say a thing about Ruggs when he had just a good of a season as Reagor. Yeah, I mean, Ruggs wasn't, some good plays and nothing crazy, I mean, to me at least. But I'm not giving up on Jalen Reagor. I think he has so much to offer for this offense. He's open space. There's going to be so much attention at so many other places. This is why when you get a number one receiver here, which Reagor I don't think is going to be a number one receiver, obviously. With Devontae Smith here, I don't even think he was going to be the number one going into this year, even before we drafted Devontae Smith. But I think now you can complement those skill sets, okay, and then obviously give someone else a chance. If you put Reagor in the slot, give someone else a chance on the outside, whether it's Fulgham, whether it's Grimes, whether it's Quez Watkins, whatever it's going to be. I don't know. I know they'll move Devontae Smith all over the field. That's definite. So FFN Brad says, do you think we can get Steven Nelson and Brian Poole at the same time? I don't know if we get them at the same time, but I think Steven Nelson is definitely on that list for the Eagles. They have a lot of interest in him. So we're just going to have to see. We're just going to have to give it a shot and see. Sirianna for Prez says, take our overload backfield wide receiver room for a DB. Somebody's got to want Boston Scott or J-Jaw Fulgham. Yeah, would they actually trade one of those players? I don't know. We'd have to really see. We'd have to really see. Eagle Slayer says people are overhyping out of this Newman kid. I need to see more. I mean, I'm not going for college hype, but Andy Hans says, what are your thoughts on the Titans situation behind Goddard? Who steps up, assuming Ertz is gone by week 1? I'm assuming Jack Stahl will really surprise us. That's what I'm assuming. But I know Hakeem Butler only had like 1 rep last year. Jason Kroom had 1 touchdown from 1 game. There's really not much to go on, but just we need to see more. We need to see preseason. It's a wait-and-see approach with some of these guys behind Dallas Goedert if Ertz is gone. So we're just going to have to find out and see. McKeck says we just need to better accuracy, we just need to better accuracy, better progressions from Ertz, and we top 10 offense easy. Yeah, I think if he fixes his mechanics and obviously doesn't fumble the football and stays consistent in the pocket, goes through his reads, I think you'll have a good quarterback in Jalen Hurts. Demi says Quez Watkins' routes are terrible. I think they're really good. I think the top of his routes where he's very special. I think the break of his route at the top, I think is great. And once he goes vertical, I think it's over. Tyler Harley says Jacoby Stevens stopped Kyle Pitts in college. I saw that. I actually saw that. Jeb Murray says, how much will Hooker cost us asking for a friend? Probably nothing. I mean, probably absolutely nothing. Absolutely, he's coming off of an ACL? Probably nothing, guys. Probably going to be a prove-it deal most likely. Texas Boy says, defensively, Davion Taylor will emerge. If not, the Jacoby Stevens is our third safety. Gregory Hernandez says, do you think Grimes or Greg Ward moved the tight end to make roster? Greg Ward is definitely not moving the tight end, and I don't think Grimes is moving the tight end. Everyone's saying that because of his frame and his long arms, big hands. I don't think so. I mean, you could, but I don't think that's the case. I think you need to use him where he's going to be valued most. Tex says, I might go to Jags-Falcons game. That would be fun. Cyclone says, who should play kick return and punt return? I say Reagor for punt return, Quez, or if it makes the roster, Hightower or kick return. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're going to do. We have a new, thank God we have a new special team coordinator now, because now we could do a lot of more things. I didn't like Boston Scott back there. I just didn't like what we had back there. Jalen Reagor gets a touchdown on punt return, and then you go back to Greg Ward. It just makes no sense to me. What they were doing, but I don't know. It is what it is. But I hope whoever's not going to make the roster, I hope you give those guys a chance to have that elusive speed and have some things. Adrian Killens, of course, everyone says his name, but, I don't know. To take the big hit, I don't know if he's going to take a big hit or whatnot, if they trust him at that, special teams-wise, I really don't know. But, I mean, I think he's going to be practice squad, but you never know. But they'll fit the right guys in there. Mr. International, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good night, bro. Yabba Dabba Doo said, will Fulgham beat out J.J. Ortega-White's? Who? JJC? If that's who you're talking about, then yeah. I mean, I think anybody could at this point. I think that anything at that point. Tex Boy says, Grimes said he sees himself as the next Mike Evans. Yeah, I've heard him say that. Justin Meck says Michael Jaquette could step it up. He shut down Michael Jaquette? Are you talking about the wrong player? Because Michael Jaquette, I don't think so, bro. I don't think he's going to do anything. Because you see that Cowboys game is all I needed to see at the end of the year. I don't know. Rashid Estrada says, let's see how our DB room turns out. Can't wait for the season. I'm with you. I can't wait to see what the starting lineup's going to be by the season. Should be a lot of fun. Tex said, I think Smith will go crazy this season, just like Justin Jefferson crazy. I'm not seeing him get 1,400 yards. I don't know. It could happen, guys. But all I want to see, I don't even care about the yards that he gets. I just want him to have a good season. Whether it's getting 1,000, 1,200, I don't care what it is. I just want to see Nick Sirianni use these offensive players to hit their strengths and just get these big explosive plays and open up a lot. The ball's going to go to everybody. I mean, but obviously Devontae Smith's going to get a lot of attention on the field. So we're going to have a lot there. Eagle Slayer says Professor Kenneth. Oh, yeah. I think someone said that on the podcast stream, but I thought that was funny. Black Lion says, are we running a 3-4? Not that I know of. I think it's a 4-3. Ray Meyer says, I got nothing better to do. I'm COVID positive, so I'm stuck at home. Bro, I'm sorry, man. I know a lot of people had COVID, so hey, I hope you feel better. Just chill out, man. Keep yourself busy, bro. I know there's not much to do in the house. Play video games, read a book. I have no idea, but keep yourself busy, bro. Tommy Donaldson, I think Kerrigan is Chris Long 2.0. Our D-line, his depth looks good. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying it reminds them of a Chris Long signing, which, that was a very big signing for us because it really did fit his skill set being in a 4-3 defense. But hey, we're going to see if it works out. Kerrigan's going to come. Kerrigan wants to play here. I don't know why. He visited the Bengals, I think the Steelers. I forgot where else he went, but he visited the Eagles, but the Eagles were a very quiet team that was never talked about, which was kind of crazy. Texas Gannon runs a 4-3, a lot of cover 2 and 3. Artificial on the track says Kevin Blackstock, stop it, some damn J-Jaw, most improved. Text X, this is what people say all the time. It makes me laugh. It says, just save Boston Scott for the Giants. Comment star. All right, it wasn't working before. My mouse is being weird. Counselor, I'm rooting for Boston Scott. He deserves it. I don't want nobody to be comfortable. This is the reason why we have a horrible roster every year. People get hurt, and this is why you can't play favorites. This is why Nick Sirianni is making the competition so crazy this year for the Philadelphia Eagles. It's crazy this year. I mean, absolutely crazy. So, FFN Brad says, do we have enough for Brian Poole and Steven Nelson? I think we will once the date comes when obviously those cap, I forgot what date it is for the cap to go through. I think it's by June. I forgot what the June date is, but I think by that time, I think you'll have enough cap space to, use that money from Zach Ertz to sign Steven Nelson when the time comes. So. Daniel Hammer says, those are good ones. I think Reagor will surprise people. Sean Sheep says, what tight end did we draft? He looks like a nice project. We didn't draft him, but he's an undrafted. Jack Stahl from Nebraska. He gets good separation, good red zone threat. Good. He's got very good, reliable hands. He's got a little size to him. He's not fast, but he's like another Perkins to me. He's like a Joshua Perkins to me. He's not the fastest guy. Gets some separation, big body, reliable hands. Tex Boy says Devonta and Fulgham are going to ball out this year. I hope so. Optimus Price said Miles Sanders on the field is going to be like dropping a nuclear bomb. Demi says Hightower gives Aguilar vibes, not Reagor. I don't know. I like Hightower. I just don't think they used him right. They had him on a bunch of go routes. I didn't like the way they used Hightower. I thought they should have used him more middle of the field. I think they just used the wrong receiver for the routes that they were doing, and they give him. Really, pretty much when there was maybe a player or two who didn't run a go route, but he was just running vertical. That's pretty much what he was doing the whole entire year. Obviously, had a few drops. I think the Lions game he. What was it? I forgot. I think the Lions game he totally dropped a wide open pass down. It was by himself and he just dropped it. Sean Sheep says, who is going to be the bruiser in the running back room? I think it's going to be Kerryon Johnson. If he stays healthy, I think it's Kerryon Johnson. I think he'll actually beat out Jordan Howard. And if not, if Jordan Howard beats him out, then we'll see what happens. Commissar, I like Jamie Newman. He could beat quarterback too. I think there is a possibility that he could beat Flacco out here. Reminds me a lot of Ryan Fitzpatrick, but he can run. He has those Fitzmagic moments in college. Well, that's good to know. Jock says Slayer, that's great. Nelson got us a Super Bowl. Jesse Davis says, I hate when people say people aren't real fans when they're critical of players or their team. Go get your pom-poms out. Yeah, you know what? A lot of people say that to me over the years. I just don't care. If I talked about Carson Wentz, I trashed Carson Wentz after the first game against Washington, and I got trashed for it. And unfortunately, that's just how people feel. But I'm very critical. I'll be critical of whoever's at quarterback. What care if it's Jalen Hurts, Joe Flacco. It doesn't matter who it is. Very critical of what's going on. Texas Boy said Hightower's buns. If Reagor this year, then I think Watkins will overtake him. Quez has superstar. I think Quez has very good potential. I just want to see more. I just don't think that we haven't seen enough. And it's not his fault. Tex X says we really need to shuffle up our offensive game. Well, can play slot. Some players Reagor play slot and outside. Same with Smith. All that rotation confused defense. It opens up holes for Hurts to throw. 100%. They could do so much with Gainwell. Gainwell could be used as that dual threat piece for the field if they really wanted to. Devontae Smith will move all over the field if they really want to. So they could do a lot here. A lot. Caden Cash says, "Do you think the Eagles will try to rush the process?" I don't think they're rushing. I just think they're getting themselves in good position to maybe contend this year. But with those 10 picks you have next year, it's just ridiculous. I mean, you already have a good roster if you know who to release, and I mean, there's so much you could do next year. I mean, the draft, we'll actually have some cap space next year too. So I mean, I think it's really all in all great for the Philadelphia Eagles and the fans. Like I love it. Class Cyclone for this. If Ryan Kerrigan reaches his 100th sack against Washington, I'd laugh so hard. That'd be so funny, though. Football 2104 says, Joey Shakes, do you think this was a big splash Diana Rossini was talking about, or is this another yet to come? It's obvious they're signing cornerback after June 1st. I think but the Diana Rossini news was based off of Deshaun Watson. That she was hearing some rumors that the Eagles are still in play for him. So it is what it is. I don't believe it though. Eagles are NFL. Nelson just had to get out of his own head. Philly's a really tough place to play, and I think he crumbled a bit. Fresh start in stadiums with no fans made him bounce back, though. He had a great year with the Raiders. Great year. Now he's a Patriot. Demi says, Watkins is fast, just can't run routes. That's why they used Hightower. Hightower got open, just couldn't catch. I don't know. I think I don't know who could run better routes, but because this is why this coaching staff, we can't even examine these players thoroughly because they didn't really run anything diverse with all these players. It's really been the same rehashed, redone at just the same offense. I mean, that's why the teams figured out this offense so quickly. Yabba Dabba Doo says trade for Jordan Hicks. I wouldn't mind it. That's just if they think they're good at corner, if they think they're good at linebacker, then keep it there. You know what I mean? Keep it the way it is. Commissar Henry Ruggs is a really good deep threat, but that's about it. So pretty much everyone thinks Henry Ruggs is a one-trick pony at this point. Black Line says, Hightower gives me Torrey Smith vibes. All bro could do is run in a straight line and lose the ball in the lights. Justin Mex says, Jaquette, cornerback 2. Definitely not. Definitely not. Text Boy says, you could fix Quez as route running. Reagor half at every play, never gave his all, and looked lost. The offense was lost. If he looked lost, it's off. And plus, not even, and let's just go back to Jalen Reagor, okay? Number one, okay, Carson Wentz threw 2 passes to Reagor that got him injured. He literally threw 2 suicide passes to Reagor. That's how bad it was. Now, I'm sorry, guys. I'm missing so much. This chat is going by so quick. Major Juan says, Ruggs can only run one route. Yeah. Shaquin G. Joey, what's going on? Shaquan, what's going on, man? Jess Davis says, you could trade Fulgham, honestly. Oh, no way. I'm not until I know, we are set. I'm not giving him up that easy. 86, Reagor compliments Smith the way Waddle did in college. I think you're right. Text Boy says Grimes should be tight end number 2. I doubt that's going to happen, though. Sean Steep says, let's hope it's a big year for Mulata. Oh, I'm happy. 6'8", 350 pounds. I mean, Jeff Stalin has done it. You got to give all the credit to Jeff Stalin because the turn of guy that played rugby at Australia and then just look at him now. I mean, God, so violent. Imagine him and Dickerson. Oh, my God. I mean, it's so exciting what we could have by next year with all these draft picks and this offensive line, what it's going to look like. I mean, even this year, it's fantastic. I love it. I mean, I absolutely love it. Texas, I saw something saying Ertz will not even go to Eagles summer camp. He's done. See Ertz. Now give us $8 million. Yeah, there was news on that. Not rumors. There is news on that. Today's boy said Hurts needs to fix his damn turnovers and his reads and needs to throw over the middle of the field more. I wouldn't go too much on Hurts. Number one, he had no offseason with anybody. I don't think he got together with any of these guys last offseason. Number two, he was thrown to the fire on a critical moment of this Eagles season that was just full of turmoil and just so much bad things happening. He made a lot of mistakes, but he's a rookie. I expected him to do that. I think I'm critical too. I think of things he could have done better last year, but at the end of the day, he played 4 games. He progressively just played worse every game, and that's just it. That's pretty much it. Trevor Ebaldicon says we should try to get Michael Thomas. No, I don't think so. Definitely not happening. Cyclone 58 said, anybody think Dillard can move the left guard? He can, but can he can he stay healthy? I mean, that's one guy that can't even stay healthy. He had a few reps at camp, and he was hurt the rest of the year. So, Mr. International, hey, Joey, should keep doing your thing. You're doing great. Always nice to tune into your channel. Hey, Mr. International, thank you very much, man. And it's been fantastic. The support's been fantastic. I appreciate you loving the channel and all the news that comes out with it. There is 219 people in the chat, guys. Guys haven't subscribed to the channel. Please subscribe to the channel. We cover the Eagles all year round. Hit the like button if you guys have not. Like up this stream. It helps this channel a long way. Check the description, obviously, for memberships. People that become members of this channel become moderators. Obviously, no blocking people, unless people are spamming. But obviously no racism, no political stuff and everything like that. Like moderators, I take into concern very seriously. So you get a membership for the Shake Squad Army. You become a moderator for the channel. So Eagles says that Dillard can move out of Philly. How about that? Yeah, I'm good with that. Showstopper85, what's going on, man? Byron says, you guys can ignore me all you want. I'm starting my own channel. I got some smoke. Yeah, Bobby. Come on, Bobby. You do a lot of talking, Bobby. You got to put out some content. I got to see what you're all about. Damian Butler says, what are your thoughts on getting Rasul Douglas back to fit out or cover 3 scheme? Nah, I think that ship, he already signed with the Raiders already, so I think that ship has sailed. He just signed a new contract with the Raiders. I think it's a 1-year deal, nothing crazy, but Chris the Big says, did anyone see the Steven Nelson like the Eagles related tweet? Yes, I saw that today, which was really weird. I'm not believing any of it. Do you know what? Who was the other guy that did that? Say his name. The defensive end from the Vikings that did that. From the Jags, Yannick Ngakoue. That guy was retweeting Eagle stuff every single day. I will not believe anything. After going through that, he was retweeting pictures of Trent Cole. I mean, he wouldn't stop. It was actually pretty funny, but he would stop. Text boy, Dillard is buns. He doesn't have the strength to play inside. FMN Brad says, Greg Ward at tight end is like putting Reagor at tight end. Eagle Slayer 95 says, Dillard's thanks, but no thanks. Yuri Nicholas says, I didn't understand the Kerrigan pickup at first, but I'm all for it now. I definitely understood it. I mean, it tells me that they want to compete this year. It tells me that they want to make this defensive line pretty powerful this year and want to get some turnovers and want to make this defense a top defense in the league. That's what it told me when we got him. Artificial on the track says, Joey, let's talk some Jordan Mailata. He needs to start on the left side immediately, makes the left side stronger than Dillard. He earned it. Oh, no, I think Mailata did earn his job. I think he still will earn his job. Number one, he's just had more starting experience. I think he'll beat Dillard Dillard, was coming out of the draft in 2019 as one of probably the best pass blocking tackle. Unfortunately, the Eagles didn't do right by him either, so I can't put much on him except for his injuries. But when it comes to how they pretty much redshirted him as a first-round pick, as a 21st overall pick, or whatever pick he was at the time, it wasn't good. It didn't sit right with me. Trabder Ebdobkin says, I was excited about Marquise Goodwin. Yeah, I was too. We got a free 7th-round pick out of it, so can't really complain. Jock said, we need a kicker and punter. Who do you want? I honestly don't know. I don't even know who's out there. I haven't looked at that at all. Jake Elliott should not be – that's one position I'm surprised they haven't put any competition near. I'm kind of surprised at it. You know what I mean? Jay Davis said, Eagles have so many young, unproven wide receivers with not enough space for them all. There's a lot of unproven, a lot of guys that have short-term success. And then Devontae Smith coming into this room. It's going to get crazy out there. Born Center 15, why not another safety? Didn't Brian Dawkins say Kevon Wallace was going to be the next him, like Gannon teach him? No, I think, another guy that wasn't – there was too many guys that weren't given chances last year. I mean, unless injuries happened, that was pretty much the only thing. But when it comes down to how they used Kevon Wallace, and I can't say much about it because he didn't play well, and he got injured once this year early. I think it was after that Rams game he got injured or something like that. Kavon Wallace will have a huge chance. He's been working his tail off this offseason as well. Danny says Newman has good size and nice arm, but he needs to improve his accuracy mechanics. So his accuracy is horrible, obviously. So Jets said, just got tickets for Eagles Cowboys at the link. Can't wait. Oh, that's awesome. What is that, the last game of the season? I think it's the last game of the season. Hey, and they're probably cheap, really cheap, too. I got tickets for the opener so far, so that's all I got right now. Trapper Epcon says Nickel Roby Coleman can go. Well, he's not even here anymore, so we don't got to worry about that. Oh, my God, he was horrible. FFN Brad says Steven Nelson is following Miami and the Eagles on Twitter. He's following the Dolphins. And why would he be following the Dolphins? Dolphins have two corners. They got Byron Jones and that other corner from Miami that's been pretty good. I mean, I don't see why Miami would be interested, but comment started, Michael Jaquet could be something eventually because he has the attitude and really long arms, but he's not ready right now. No, I don't think so. I mean, he's got to work on his footwork and not getting tricked out so easily on every move from a receiver. So, Ryan Socio, what's going on, man? Miles Davis said, what would you do? What would our next year's draft, dream draft look like? Haven't tapped into CFB lately. I don't know. I mean, I'm obviously Sting. I've looked at one guy in the best corner. I'm kind of looking at cornerbacks for next year, like Stingley Jr. from LSU. I think is going to be the top corner next year in the draft for 2022. So we'll just have to see. Cyclone says Miami. They already have Byron Jones, Xavier Howard, and a second-year man. Yeah, I knew they had two corners already. Tex Boy says Jim Schwartz schemes were trash. Also, the dude just left Jaquet out here to die. Reginald Bowen says Devonta Smith is my guy, but as a run blocker, we probably shouldn't have him doing much of that. Yeah, I don't know how he's going to look when he does that. Probably not. No, probably not. No, but I think Nick will create this offense, obviously with the blocking and see how that goes. Reggie says, when is Ryan Kerrigan's presser? I mean, not probably for tomorrow, a couple days. It could be a couple days. I don't know at this point. Jose Lopez says, have we had a 1,000-yard lately? And when the last time we had one at receiver? We probably haven't had a 1,000-yard receiver since Jeremy Maclin. That's probably the last time we've had a 1,000-yard receiver. 2014, second to last year, Chip Kelly. I think that was the last time. Taxix says, I'm pretty sure he went to the Ravens too. If I was him, I would go to the Steelers or Ravens. Jeff Murray said, watching Smith's highlight reel makes me believe there is a football god looking over us this year, huh? Texas Boy says, Devonta rookie year, 70 catches, 1,035 yards, and 7 touchdowns. How about that? Ryan Socio says, I like the idea of you got to win your job. It's going to breed great competition. That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't play favorites. This is what happens, guys. Like, this is what happens. I don't get why people don't get this. Like, competition is key. You gotta make people uncomfortable to start. Like, every year should be like that. Every year should be like that. No favorites, because we're going to pay you because you've done well the past few years, or you won a Super Bowl with us, and they were giving out contracts because of the Super Bowl, like a year or two after that. You know what I mean? So you never know, you know what I mean? Kevin Sass says, anyone else go to Dr. Peppy for their COVID vaccine? He told me no jumping jacks. Is this normal? Or cartwheels, Kev, or cartwheels. Matthew Kagi says, hey, Joe, what's up? Love the Kerrigan sign. Does he start over Barnett? Oh, probably. I mean, I think he does. I think Brandon Graham, it's going to be Brandon Graham, Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, and Ryan Kerrigan. I think that's your starting defensive line as of right now. Comment star says, are they even going to give Holyfield a chance? It sounds like they are not. It's not. Then Kerryon Johnson should beat out Howard. I don't think Holyfield has a chance, especially with Kerryon Johnson and Jordan Howard here. I don't think he's going to. He was activated for one game last year, and they never played him at all. Artificial on the track says, I think of how Tower can be better on tracking the ball. Quez can get a nice intermediate route tree. Then we in business. I agree. Both of them are very different, obviously. I think they use Hightower the wrong way. I think Quez should have been on those go routes and obviously post corners, or they should have done something else with Hightower, work the middle of the field, you know what I mean? Because I think that's where he's more equipped with his skill set. Jeb Murray said Ertz is getting as much interest as he does Yak. That's great. Torvis, I can't believe some people don't like Kerrigan signing. He has a history of being durable, almost 100 sacks in his career, still has a couple years left, only 3.5 mil. What's not to like? And people saying that 3.5 is expensive. I don't know why. Like he's not going to sign here for $1 million. He's got a very good skill set we need for the edge. Tex Boy said they should just cut Howard and Scott. We'll just wait and see what happens. Marijuana says, what the hell is Dr. Pep? Dr. Peppy was, all right, so me and Philly 500 were streaming the draft. Long story, we were streaming the draft. Someone said Dr. Pep. There was Harry Roseman mentioned the doctor of the Eagles. His name was Dr. Peppy. It was a joke, but we laughed so hard. It was a huge joke, and it just hasn't left the channel or left us. It was that funny. TexX Ravens game, not Lions. He was wide open, dropped. All right, that was the game. On Jakib Media today, John McMullen. Blackline says on Jakib Media today, John McMullen said Wow, that was. I don't know what happened just now, but that was so weird. My internet was totally fine. But something weird just happened. So, my bad for that. Am I all right? Do I sound all right? Let me know. I don't know if I'm still like live. I think I am. Hold on. Press 1 if you guys could hear me, see me, everything's good. Just let me know. I apologize, guys. I don't know what happened. My internet was totally fine. I think my computer just stopped using the internet. Like everything was totally fine until that happened. So I don't know what happened at all. So my bad, guys. My bad. All right, cool. All right, thank you, Philly Sports Podcast. All right, we're good. All right, my bad, guys. That was, yeah, I don't know what happened. All right, we're good. Okay, back to it. Too bad we lost a lot of people, but hopefully everybody comes back. Tex Boy says the Eagles could get Stingley. Sorry. The Eagles should get Stingley the best corner next year's draft. Yeah, I've looked at a lot of tape on it, but I thought he looked fantastic. Marion Johnson says Stingley is not that good. I don't want him. Zone 83LM says if Ertz doesn't want to play, then who's his replacement? Dallas Goedert, man, is in the last year of his contract. Like,